Good morning. We are back for the start of day 4 for the blue game, and we are getting started right away with a tribal council. So all of our blue game players are now filing in towards the tribal council area, and we will just go ahead and take it all in. All right, approaching tribal council now is Ethan, Mel, Andy, Connor, Casey, Francis, and Joe. Everyone now filing into the tribal council area to kick off day 4 of the blue game. All right, everyone's settling on in.
Okay, so first wanted to start off with a congratulations to making it to the final day.
Woo!
And not only is that such an accomplishment, but just as a reminder for making it to today, that is the crossing point where you get to earn more than half of your money, and it starts upping in percentage the higher and higher you get placement-wise. So congratulations. With that, oh, and we are bringing in the jury. We have Caitlin and
All right, our jury is taking a seat onto the side.
all right. To recap some of last night's events, we obviously had a very spooky tribal. There was screaming, banging, ghost stories galore. And after we got done with the challenge, there seemed to be some speculation that maybe the challenge meant something. Does anybody kind of want to take a stab at what was the vibe or thought process of everybody after that challenge?
I will. I think we all thought there was a hidden ninja guide out there. Don't think we've been looking for it. Not sure anyone grabbed it, but we've been talking and it sounds like it's still out there, if it is, or if it was, so who knows.
So either nobody found it or somebody's a really good liar.
Yep, so that makes us a little scared.
And coming back again to last night's tribal, Connor, skinned by just barely. How does it feel to almost like you see your life in your game flashing before your eyes? How does it feel to be here after that?
Oh, I'm very thankful for my alliance that stuck true, and I mean I've made such a close emotional connection with Andy, so having her help me get there, it was really, I'm just very grateful.
Okay. So Andy, does that mean that you were the deciding vote that switched originally?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to kind of talk about why you made that decision?
Why I made the decision was because with the others, we would all, those that didn't have immunity would have been up in with the rock thing. So that's why.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm learning the game.
Good. Joe, you kind of were in a tough position of having to lose your loved one at that tribal council. We saw you and Anthony have a really sweet embrace after he got voted off. How tough was that to lose your brother in this game?
Yeah, last night once I knew that he was potentially going, like, I wish it would have been me. Like, he was having a blast out here. I mean, we both were, but, you know, he's new to this whole experience, and, sorry.
Okay.
I know it's just a game, and, you know, obviously it wasn't personal, like, we're all trying to make moves here and everything, so, you know, I just, as the protective older brother, I just wish it would have been me over him, so that's why I was 100% willing to go to Rocks, because I would have rather gone than...
Did you know leading into the tribal that it was potentially going to be him, or did you not find that out until you saw his name appear?
A little bit. I think he had mentioned it to me briefly, so I just wasn't sure.
Okay.
But it sounded like it was between the two of us, and they went with the name just in case that there was an idol out there. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were the older one. I feel like this is shocking. I just found that out. I'm still sorry. Did y'all know this?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't pay attention. The thing about these games, right, they're a lot faster paced than the show proper. So that's why when you get to make it through a night, a lot of things can change, right? Because usually the rounds are quick. But night gives a lot of time for things to shake up and change. Does anybody feel like they are sitting in a different place now than you would have been if we had the tribal council last night?
I would say that the overnight always just gives you a chance to connect with people and have sort of more personal conversations. I don't know that like the place is different in the game, but I'm grateful to have had the extra time with everyone, and specifically the conversations that I had last night after it was like an intense and kind of divisive tribal council. So I was glad to have that extra time to process with, people that I voted for, people that like I had been working with that I didn't vote with, and also, I was blindsided by my mom. There's like things that came up that's good to just think about with a little extra time than if we had gone right into it. I've been like, what is what? Which I'm still a little bit like, what? But at least there's some processing.
Yeah. And Mel, you were pretty openly kind of messing with some of the set. We saw you messing with the lantern, with the bell. Maybe that's a bell.
Way to call me out.
I mean, you're pretty
subtle,
open
right?
about it.
Very
So what I see, I feel like here is up for grabs. Does that mean you are worried that it's going to be you right now?
No. I'm not worried that it's going to be me, but an idol is always good to have, and having an idol after this round could be helpful for me. So, I mean, all of us are players, so we should all be looking for an idol all the time.
Does anybody feel like they are particularly in trouble at this tribal council?
I feel like, I never want to say that I feel safe, because I feel like the second you do, you're out the door. But I will say that Andy brought us all together this morning and said that she thought about it last night, and that she wants to go this round. She doesn't want to write anyone else's name down. I know it's getting really hard for her.
Yeah, can I just then
yeah,
let Andy have
absolutely.
the opportunity to speak on that? Andy,
Well, I'm so thrilled I was able to spend last night and be a part of this, because we had not so much we chatted at night, because that was late. we hunted around for whatever was going to be there, but that was about it. But this morning we had wonderful conversations, and we talked about our charities, and we each had really close connection to our charities that we chose. So I'm glad I got to be a part of that. That was nice.
and what is your decisioning for asking the tribe to vote you out?
Because I explained to them that my generation didn't have teams for girls, really, and this was part of a team. I get it in theater, and this has been a really nice team, and it's just heart-wrenching to vote somebody off. I couldn't imagine, and I know I got to put somebody else's name but mine today. I'm not allowed to. I don't know about myself. I don't have immunity.
Well,
You still can't vote for yourself.
yeah. I'm gonna open it up for discussion here. Typically, Andy, you cannot vote for yourself, but I will just kind of ask the group if it is a consensus on Andy. I am fine not actually voting and just letting her have her moment. But if absolutely just one person opposes to that, then of course we will continue on with the voting process.
I just want to speak on, I think we're all, this morning was so beautiful. We really connected over our charities, and it was an emotional morning for us all, and it was really nice to go into the day talking about that, because we are all now we all get money for our charities, and going back to why we chose them and everything was a great start to the day. And I think we're all struggling to vote Andy out because we just really want more time with her. Honestly, she's so great. We're impressed with her, but
I think in the back of your head, you know, there's thoughts of, is it the right strategic move for me, even though, you know, she wants to go. But I think at the end of the day, I mean, Andy is just such an amazing, wonderful woman, and I think we all want to respect her wishes.
It was a no-brainer for me.
So was that a consensus, or are we still going to move forward with voting? I know nobody wants to be that one person to say it. You do want to vote, but nobody feels passionate? Okay. Well, then if everybody consistently is going to respect Andy's wishes, Andy, the tribe has spoken. You can please bring me your torch.
It's not for longer, but it's okay. You'll know in school. Did I still carry the torch?
Yes.
Go through the final. Thank you, everybody.
Andy, try to start.
All right, and with that, we're going to follow Andy out of the tribal council area and get to catch up with her a little bit before we let her go to Ponderosa. So Andy, we're still on the live stream. We're just going to be walking up the hill a little bit, and then we'll get a chance to chat with you. You'll get to share some thoughts, and I'll ask you a couple questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're just going to make it to the top of this little hill, and then I'll have you come and stand on the right in this grass area. All right, so this looks to be a good spot. You're welcome to set your items down, and we'll have a little talk. So Andy, this is your moment. This is your moment to just kind of share what's on your mind, what's on your heart with our viewers back home who have been watching this game the whole time and tuning in to see you.
First off is a complaint.
Oh, no.
The complaint is, well, it's actually a good complaint because it's really good I didn't get to see myself. But the porta potty mirror is like, but I tried tiptoes today to get a little bit of look, and I was not pleased.
Well, we think you look fabulous for being out here for 4 days.
It's a very good experience. I'm glad the rain stopped, though. It would have been hard to take a second day.
Yes, definitely. So, Andy, congratulations. You made it all the way to the last day of the game, day 4. You got to experience pretty much the majority of this game, so you have a ton to be proud of about yourself. I'd love it if you could share maybe something that you're the most proud of about yourself.
About myself,
Yeah.
I made friends. That was a great thing, and to do it with my daughter, whom I only see 2 times a year, that was wonderful. And usually, you know, when we do get together, the grandchildren are all around, and I don't get to have that individual attention with her, time with her, and I got lots of hugs. That was good.
You sure did. And, oh, sorry, bugs are attacking my face. Anyway, and we'd love to know maybe what was something you learned about yourself out here. I think the game of Survivor can teach a lot of fun lessons.
Well, it's hard to say this without being arrogant.
No, go for it.
But I was pleased that they accepted me and liked me. that was a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
People and
Yeah, to learn just how lovable you are. Yeah, there seemed to be not a dry eye in the house as you were leaving the tribal council area, so definitely. Andy, before we let you go, you and your daughter Mel are playing for a charity, and congratulations on earning quite a bit of money for them. This is your chance to shout them out and share why you chose the charity that you chose.
We chose Alzheimer's Association for multiple reasons. The most important and one close to our heart is my husband had it for about 10 years and died when he was 62. So he went through the whole gamut. When you think it's close now, it's a couple more years, and he stopped knowing me. He talked about his wife and what fun he had, because we have no regrets on the fun that we did have together. And he was a hiker too, so we hiked together, 37 of the state's highest points. And,
wow.
We had a lot of fun together. Did 100 miles in Glacier National Park, 100 miles in Yosemite. And
incredible.
We discovered a fine passion, and we led a lot. And I was a leader, and he was the sweet, and all of that. So it was hard. The Alzheimer's Association was very helpful by giving us more information, because I did research. But one of the things is, and I'm just saying this because it's good for anybody, it's a picture phone. And it's, you just put a picture there, and he could call his dad every day he wanted to, and his best friend. I mean, that is something you don't think on and we didn't put too many pictures on there.
Sure.
We didn't confuse them. But there were things that you lose not being able to dial a phone or anything like that. The Alzheimer's Association was very helpful. We went to the conferences, we got involved with them. And so I have friends going through this now with their loved ones, and I think it's making great strides, and I'm so helpful this new medicine will help.
That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing, Andy. And again, congratulations on making it to this point. I'm going to let you go so that you can eat something and and join your fellow jury members at Ponderosa, and we will see you back at the next Tribal Council.
And how do I know when that is?
So we have volunteers that are going to be guiding you. So don't worry, we will keep you in the know. Okay? Thank you so much, Andy. I love Andy. She is an icon and truly an incredible person, and we are so glad that she came out here and had such a wonderful experience. A lot of emotion all around. I was crying and covering my face with my shirt. I don't know if y'all heard her talking to Ethan about how he's gonna do great in school and encouraging her. Like, what a wonderful human being and soul. So wow, that just is really sad. We will be, for logistics, we will be doing an individual challenge. I believe it's already set up, so as soon as the red game finishes their first Tribal Council of the day, we will be back for more action. Sorry, I can't be my usual peppy self because that was sad. So thank you all for tuning in. We will see you in a little bit.